what does it mean for us, for the world, for Sangha, etc.?
Okay. I'm not an astrologer. I can't say too much about it, but I can say a little bit. So usually you'll see it written like that. Sometimes it'll end downward, but sometimes it'll be an upward movement, and sometimes it'll be one side will be up and the other down. But to me, they are representing two waveforms that are becoming synchronized, two vibrational frequencies. One of the samsara and one of the nirvana, but they're becoming now connected and unified. So we are reaching a point in which the current of Shakti is going to flow very strongly in a very unified electrical way that is going to bring about very powerful changes very rapidly. Aquarius is not a water sign, even though it has that word, Aquarius, and you see usually a young lad pouring the water down. Well, that actually represents both a connection between the higher and the phenomenal, but it is also a sign of the floods that are going to be poured onto the world, and to bring an end to the previous age. That age, the Piscean age, was in the water, but it was a water of unconsciousness and duality. And now we move to a vibrational frequency that is electrical and that is within the air, within the atmosphere, within the mind, the consciousness. It's not any longer in the subconsciousness. So it is the notion of a rising consciousness that brings a new beginning. And if you trace back the astrological sign into ancient Greece, there's a myth that goes along with the Aquarian age. And that myth is about a new server who is being hired by Zeus to assist in the reorganization of the Olympian gods, actually, and his name, who gets chosen as being the most beautiful human who can work with the gods. His name is Ganymede. Now, and Ganymede is this very beautiful human consciousness who is raised into God consciousness. But because his beauty disturbs the old, let's say, configurations of the gods, who all have to now deal with a new being who is both human and God, very Christ-like figure, they don't know how to deal with him. And Zeus's wife Hera gets kind of upset that he is here and he is creating a kind of a new context and a new configuration of the divine hierarchy. And so the gods get together and say, well, this Ganymede is a little much for us. And they do something very strange, and as far as I know, unique in Greek mythology. They decide to send Ganymede into outer space. Yeah, not into, Hades or into some other, Greek usual kind of underworld or something, but literally into outer space to make connection with space beings. Well, okay, you can take that in whatever level and way you wish. But I find that to be a rather extraordinary myth to exist. Furthermore, if you look at the name, the Gan comes directly from Ganesh. And the mead, of course, mead from Persian, the Persian Zoroastrian and Vedic cultural roots of the Greek culture, but mead is also the middle, the center. So we have the new beginning coming from the very center of consciousness, from the supreme consciousness, that is going to move in very beautiful ways that bring Christ consciousness, or that union of the human and the supreme divinity, into a form that is going to extend into outer space and bring a connection between those beings from beyond the earth plane into a unified field of a cosmopolitan consciousness. So that's my take on the age of Aquarius.